finished it just before I got in my car.
Oh my goodness.
It's like 500 pages.
There we go.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. We'll bring this meeting to order. Please all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Before we can go any further, I just want to read, due to the health situation with COVID-19, Yuma School District 1 will hold our regular meeting virtually via YouTube Live. The public is invited to view virtually on our YouTube page, Yuma School District 1, and or our Facebook page. Now I will go on to item 1.2, which is the adoption of the agenda. I need a motion.
So moved.
It's been moved by Teresa and seconded by
I'll second it.
Adele to approve the adoption of the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. We will now go on to item 2, which is the reports. Item 2.1 is the board report. This item provides the opportunity for each governing board member to report briefly on the items such as site visits, governmental relations, conferences, and meetings attended. Are there any board members that have anything to report?
Yes, I do. I attended the Bolts conference that was put on by the Arizona School Board Association. It was very, very good. It was February 12th, and it was very interesting. Lots of legislative items that are coming up, and I really enjoyed it. Well worth the time spent. Yeah.
Is there anybody else? Okay, I attended the February 12th, the district had the professional development day for all of our teachers and staff, and I was able to peek in on 2 sessions. I peeked in on the health and wellness class around 10 o'clock, and that was given by physical therapist. She was also a physician's assistant in therapy, physical therapy, and she just reviewed 8 precepts that she had developed in helping people stay relaxed and some tricks for relieving stress. And I really felt that it was very helpful for our staff. Different methods like concentrate on being relaxing and like having a curiosity box where you can write, draw, sing, or even petting animals as a method of relaxing and de-stressing. And then the second class I peeked in on was put on by Yuma County Library, and I found that very helpful. First thing she said was, we have eliminated, the public library has eliminated all fines. And I thought, oh, hooray, for those people that partake in the library and get books. Sometimes we often forget and run a little late. But aside from that, she said, please check out the website. And the website was very, very interesting. They had very many helpful little pullouts for adults and students. What one point of interest I found was that they have a tutor.com section, and anybody can make available for this free tutoring as long as you have a library card. And so They were at a limited availability for the public and our schools, since we're obviously in this pandemic. But she said, please check out the website, because you can access ebooks, e-comic books, just a whole, there were a lot of things you can access over the library. So on that website, I found it all very interesting. Okay, we will now go on to item 2.2, the superintendent's report. The next item is 2.1, which is the High Five program. Mr. Munoz?
Madam President, governing board members, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. We are excited to celebrate the High Five employees for the month of February. We had over 70 nominations. Thank you, everyone who submitted a nomination. And so we have a fantastic group to share with you. So I'm going to share my screen and show you the video, and then afterwards we'll introduce them individually. We've got a great group. Let's give them one more round of applause. So at this time, I'd like to introduce each employee individually. So we'll start with Alice Byrne, Grace Latourette. Grace, are you there?
Yes.
You want to share anything, Grace?
I just want to say thank you to everyone. It means a lot to me. I'm so grateful to be part of the Alice Byrne family. We make a great team.
Perfect. Congratulations, Grace.
Thank you.
Second, from Technology Department, Drew Martin. Drew, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Congratulations, Drew.
Well, thank you. I'm just appreciative of the nomination, and I just thank everyone that whoever nominated me or those that nominated me, and truly love working in the school environment, school district environment. So thank you very much.
I love your background, Drew. Congratulations. From Roosevelt, Amanda Salasibara. Amanda, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I just want to say thank you for the nomination. I really wasn't expecting it. This is only my third year in the district, and I've loved almost everything about it. And literacy and library is just my passion, so I guess it just shows.
Congratulations, Amanda. Thank you so much. From OC Johnson, Gloria Tristan. Gloria, are you there? Gloria, you muted?
Okay, there we go.
There we
For some
go.
reason, it went, there you go. Thank you. I'm so appreciative. I just thought, you know, I've been with the school district for a long time, and I just appreciate everybody, you know, everybody's such hardworking people, you know, and we just have to keep on going strong. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Gloria.
Thank you.
And finally, from Otando, Francisco Riz. Francisco, are you there? Oh, I think you're muted, Mr. Riz. All right. I think we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. We just want to say thank you to Mr. Riz, though. Let's give him a round of applause. That concludes our high five presentation, Governing Board.
And now we're going to go into item 2.2, which is 2020-2021 Teacher of the Year nominees. Mr. Munoz again.
We're going to continue the fun. We're going to celebrate a whole group of employees. 24 teachers have been nominated in our district for Teacher of the Year across our district. So congratulations. We have invited all teachers to join us virtually this year. So I see some familiar faces. So everybody wants to just wave to the governing board. We do have a special video presentation that we've made to highlight every one of these incredible, remarkable teachers. So let me share my screen. Let's give a round of applause. So every teacher is going to receive this beautiful glass plaque that just thanks them for all their dedication and commitment to our school district and to the students of our community, as a thank you for all their hard work. So one more round of applause to our 24 nominees this year from our school district. Thank you so much for being on our team. We appreciate you so much. Madam President, that concludes our presentation.
Thank you, Luciano, and again, the board thanks all of those, congratulations to all those nominees. We will now go on to item 2.3, which is donation recognitions. Mr. Sheldon?
Yes, Madam President, members of the board, before I recognize the donations of our generous community this evening, I would be remiss if I did not highlight the fact that we were excited to welcome back nearly 70% of our students today for our first day of in-person instruction. And so some of the teachers who are here with us tonight for the Teacher of the Year recognition had a big day because they had their first day of welcoming so many students back into the classroom, and then some of them actually had their interview today. So and now they're here this evening. So if you're in that category or any category, we really appreciate your being here with us tonight. By all accounts, it went well. I think we will find that Christine McCoy probably got some really good pictures and really good video today that we'll be able to see as the week goes on. So we're really excited about that, and I just wanted to say that the teachers were excited, the kids were great as always, and it was a good day one of being back to in-person instruction. The other thing I would like to mention is we've had not many, but a couple inquiries about opening board meetings for public to attend in person since we're back in in-person instruction. We've also, in fact, received a lot of thank yous for broadcasting, live streaming our meetings as well, and making that available and for people to view at home. I think what the people at home don't see or don't understand is the contraption that takes up a good portion of the middle of the of the boardroom right now. That given our we still have social distancing practices that are best practices in place and so on. If we were to open up to the public to come in, the seating would be extremely limited, as in a small, we have a few presenters here this evening, and I think beyond that, there would not be much room for too many more people. And we also have, I would call it an array of cords running across the floor, which could create a potential liability for in-person folks. So it's not that we are not wanting to welcome people back. We love the energy of a full boardroom for a board meeting. There's nothing better than that. But as it is right now, I think adhering to the old Victorian principle of the greatest good for the greatest number, continuing to live stream our meetings for the foreseeable future, anyway, for the near future, is probably the best option. And having said that, allow me to highlight some of the generous donations from our community. Once again, this month shows that our teachers have cracked the code on Donors Choose. Dorothy Hall Elementary, Miss Newell's first grade classroom project received funding from Donors Choose in the amount of $481. At James B. Raleigh, Mrs. Vitrago received 3 donations from Donors Choose for 3 different projects, totaling $1,226.10. At O.C. Johnson, Mrs. Escobedo's class received an array of different supplies and items for her classroom in the amount of $250. And Mrs. Campos' 5th grade class at O.C. Johnson also received some picnic tables to be used, portable folding picnic tables, which can help when it comes to setting up your classroom for social distancing, in the amount of $150. At Palmcroft, Mrs. Hale, kindergarten teacher, applied for and received funding for 2 different projects in the amount of $450.69. Also at Palmcroft, Home Depot made a deposit of supplies amounting to $225. And finally, Palmcroft donors choose for various classroom supplies from Mrs. Garcia's kindergarten class valued at $457, as well as some technology equipment for Mrs. Terrell's ESS class valued at $365.04. And finally, Ron Watson Middle School received a donation from the Center for the Future of Arizona in the form of a check for $500 to support the shop teacher in purchasing tools. You all remember that we just finished a brand new beautiful shop. We've got the beautiful facility, and now in order to get the program up and running, we need some tools. So we got that generous donation from the Center for the Future of Arizona. So this month's total is $4,148.33, and that brings our year-to-date total to $147,855.05. So a great big thank you to all of our generous community members. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Sheldon. We'll now go on to item 3, which is information items. Item 3.1 is the 120th day enrollment report. Elizabeth Valenzuela.
Hi, Madam President, governing board members. Our 120th day enrollment is 8,424 students. This is a decrease of 518 students compared to last school year. We will continue to monitor our enrollment every week to see if we have any students returning now that we are back to in-person learning, and we will report to the board on our weekly reports.
Thank you, Elizabeth. We will go on to item 3.2, which is the district financial trends. Again, Elizabeth.
Yes, Madam President, governing board members, year to date, our district has spent 53% of our maintenance and operation budget and 70% of our district additional assistance. We continue to trend well. In May, we will bring the final budget revision for fiscal year 21 to the board for approval. Any questions?
Thank you, Elizabeth. We will now go on to item 3.3, which is the annual District 1 Professional Development Day Review by
Otherwise known as the main event.
right, by Lucinda Ward. We will be reviewing the February PD Day and sharing accomplishments, insights, feedback, and lessons learned. Rindy?
Madam President and other board members, thank you for having us here tonight. It was a little different this year, as you can imagine, with the global pandemic. We didn't meet in person. We did, however, continue to carry on the tradition of our PD Day, and it was done completely virtually this year. So just like our teachers learned how to do that, our coaches and myself, we learned how to do a lot online this year, and it has been quite an experience that we have enjoyed, and I think it probably will lead to some changes in our future PD even after hopefully, fingers crossed, the pandemic is over, right? That can't happen soon enough.
There it goes.
There we go. So it's a little different than what we normally have it. There's a picture there of what our teachers saw. Again, it was over virtual. So the other thing is they got to stay at home this year. So that was, I think, a nice little treat and a reward for a tough job that they've been experiencing up until the February and of course beyond. Our goal was really to get presenters in from across the community as always, but this time really to focus on self-care and trying to get our teachers to just be healthy in this new environment, which is has been very difficult. So this year we had over 500 teachers, administrators, our coordinators and support staff. We even, our student teachers and interns also participated. This is the largest group that we've had. So I think that, like I said, might lead to some changes into future professional development. So it's very exciting. 106 sessions were offered. You heard Barbara speak to some of those, the couple that she saw. But we had Special Olympics they always participate. They're a great partner with us. But we had Arizona Game and Fish, Red Cross, the Yuma Library, several of our, and you'll hear more about that, several of our our teachers, our internal presenters as we call them, participated. And we really, in past years, we really sought out those teachers and really asked them. And this year we kind of held back because we didn't want to put one more thing on their plate, being so stressful with virtual teaching. And they sought us out. So it was very exciting that, you know, they want to share with their colleagues about the good things that are going on they're doing. So, and then I do have two others here with me and a third that was not able to make it tonight. So all of the coaches participate and help make this day happen, but Michelle Culpepper and Roz Williams and then Jennifer Adair are the three that we sign up and we have one big thing every year, the different groups that take care of things. And February PD Day is theirs. And so I'm going to turn it over to them. They're much more entertaining and interesting than I, so.
I can't see Mickey.
So as Randy mentioned, we have a lot of community presenters, and you can see them on the screen right now. They really stepped up to the plate. Some of these presenters have never done anything virtually before, and they were wonderful. They were true troopers. Some of these, you can, as you read, there's Tricia Cannell. She not only helped coordinate giving us our vaccines, but she's been in our classrooms for many years, presenting nutrition to our students. It just goes on and on how many people have stepped up to the plate. Lisa Ball with Special Olympics and Katie, they've been helping out for a few years now, so we really appreciate their help. And so we're going to show you a few of the shout outs that some of the people that participated got to look at. And when they looked at their exit tickets, they filled these out and they put, thanks to Roz here, Roz went ahead and set up a beautiful document so that everybody that participated could give their shout outs. And some of the shout outs are as follows. The gentleman on the bottom is Jose, Joel Santana, sorry, Joel. And it's just a quick little video that he's going to talk about.
We're still learning technology. Yeah, this is Ricky's computer.
Hi, my name is Joel Santana, and the class that I was working.
It looks like the videos are not going to work.
And the other teacher that made a comment was Teresa Mann from O.C. Johnson, that they had some very nice things to say about the presentations. So if you look at the little say clouds up there, you'll see some of them that were announced by other teachers as well. And one of them that was in here was about the library, as President Foote mentioned earlier. They were all relevant, but I greatly enjoyed hearing about the new library programming that I didn't know about previously. And as she mentioned before, there are a lot of resources, and our teachers were really happy to hear about them. Then we went ahead and went on to our internal presenters. These are teachers and people that are working with technology. And as you'll see, you'll see some familiar names there. We have Ray Packard, who's one of our counselors at Alice Byrne. Ray has done a wonderful job safeguarding our students on the internet. In fact, her presentation was so outstanding that everybody that attended this really reached out to her and said, could you please get this out to all the teachers, to the counselors, and also to parents. So she went ahead and with the McCain Institute and the Tucson Police, the Special Task Force, she's going to be doing a statewide webinar on April 7th. So it's something that really needed to be done to share just what's happening on the internet and educating everybody. So I wish we could show these, but on the bottom here you'll see Joshua, and he's a teacher out at Castle Dome, and he has some very kind words to say. And the other teacher's Audrey Corner. She's out at Price at YPG, and she loved the virtual lesson. She said, I got to work on time, and I could be home by 4 o'clock. So Randy's going to go ahead and click this, and you'll see some more comments being made. And again, over here to the left, this is the one that Ray did, Ray Packard. I love the safeguarding on the internet session. It was very informative, and you can read the other ones as you like. But everybody, or I should say, probably 99.8% or 9% of participants were thrilled with the virtual experience.
And data, my jam. Give me some numbers, I'm a math teacher. Okay, so at the end of the session or the day, we sent out a feedback form to all the participants, and we actually had almost 300 responses back, so out of 500. That's actually a very good return rate for completing a form, so we're very excited. One of the questions we asked was just, what is your overall feeling of it? And we gave them the opportunity to choose out of 4, because we didn't want to give them a middle number. They either had to go high or low. And so average to all of them, they gave us a 3.6 out of 4 for the entire event, which is very exciting. We asked about the relevance, and we got a 3.4 out of 4. We did hear that teachers actually wanted more academic stuff in there, which is understandable because they were probably getting in the groove of all of this digital stuff and were not quite as stressed as they had been when we started planning back in October. So the planning process just takes a long time. We got a little bit behind maybe. The digital program, just the whole process of sending out the presentation and everything using Google Forms, Google Docs, Google Slides, Gmail, just everything being done digitally worked well. Our professional development management system, they were happy with that. The emails and communication we did, and then the offsite option, as you can see, 3.9 out of 4. Very, very excited about that. Right. Although, we're coming up on that. So we did have somebody, direct quote from one of our feedback forms. It says, we felt support and empathy from the district. It was an excellent idea to provide these types of sessions. So we, from Department of Learning Services, would also like to say thank you to our district administration who supported us in changing up the program this year. Then we worked really hard with Christine McCoy because we wanted to help share with everybody that the opportunities provided to our teachers and their learning. And so we developed a hashtag for the day, and we encouraged our teachers to shout out their learning. So we have Christy White, who's thanking Kurt Lemke, who's one of our teachers who did a presentation about using Google tools. Pat Miller, just thank you, UVMA District 1. Megan Randolph is new to our district, and she got to attend as a coach. She's a new coach, and so she was very excited to get to participate. Chris Averett, who we know and love, who just, shouting out, it's a great day to be a part of District 1. I'd like to point out it's always a great day to be a part of District 1, especially on that one though. Connie Newman, who really enjoyed the library district as well.
the Focus Wild, Laura Danford, she participated and is a great asset. As we saw, she's one of our Teachers of the Year. And one more in there somewhere. Oh, Kayla Compton, she participated. And then Christina Hall, who really enjoyed getting the opportunity to learn about exercise and the body and how that impacts your mental health as well. So in-person versus virtual, we got some feedback from our teachers, and our in-person, these are kind of things that they missed from being virtual. And so they missed being able to socialize, make connections with other people. Over the last few years, we built relationships with food trucks, and they came and fed our teachers. And really, they're missing their people, and that's completely understandable. But more importantly, the cookies. I don't know how many of you eat the cafeteria cookies, but they are phenomenal, and we all really missed that this year. And virtual setting, they really enjoyed the flexibility of being able to join from home. They didn't feel rushed because they didn't have to get from classroom to classroom. They liked the opportunity to process through chat instead of having to speak out loud because it's a little bit uncomfortable sometimes. They didn't have to worry about parking. That's always a major concern. They liked the modeling of all these different people who weren't necessarily education related and how they're using our tools. And I don't know, they just really liked the virtual setting, but then again, they didn't get any cookies, so maybe they'll come back. So moving forward, we have already begun planning and thinking about things for next year. We're looking at which presenters would like to return and support us. We have actually got permission from most of our presenters, and we recorded their sessions, and we have those posted on our internal learning services site so that teachers can access any session that they weren't able to attend, and they can watch a recording of it. So we're looking at just doing that continuous learning for our teachers and promoting that. And then Lupe here, she recorded just a nice thank you to the district in providing this to them, which was great. But it was a fun day. It was a new experience for the entire team, but it was a joy to provide this opportunity for teachers, and it looks to me as though they were thankful for it.
I will share the link with the board members so you guys can watch the videos that you weren't able to see right now tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to brag on my department.
Thank you.
Any questions for?
No, I just comment, just really, really happy to see that we were able to do this again. Because I know it's a highlight every year, the PD day for our teachers, and obviously with over 500 attending. I've been to a few of them, and the in-person, of course, that's just me. That's my personal way of doing things. But I could see where the virtual would be the way to go. But I just appreciate that you guys went ahead and did that. Took the time and didn't just give up. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
We expect our teachers to do that, so we have
Right.
to step up and do it as well.
Good job.
Well done.
Yes. We realized there was so much time involved in pulling this all together, and we really appreciate it. Okay, call to the public. The governing board welcomes statements from residents and appreciates constructive suggestion and comments that help meet the education needs of the district. A form to submit your comment or suggestions can be found on our website, www.yuma.org. The completed form should be submitted by 4 p.m. the day of the meeting, which is traditionally the second Monday of the month. Christina, is there anything? Okay. There being none, we will go on to item 5, which is the consent agenda. Approval of these items are of a routine nature, and those that normally do not require deliberations on the part of the governing board. A board member may pull items which will be discussed and voted on separately. Do I have any board member that wants to pull anything? I just want to pull item 4.7. It's approval of the school activity calendars. So at this time, I need a motion.
5.7.
5.7. Thank you, Karen. At this time, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda aside from 5.7.
So moved.
It's been moved by Karen and seconded by
Second.
Teresa to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. We will now go on to item 5.7, approval of the school activity calendars. The only reason I pulled this item was in reviewing those school calendars. It was so nice to see that the principals had unanimously across the board said, welcome students, we're so looking forward to having you come back. But there's 3 items to remember. Please remember to have your Chromebook or your IT item charged. Please bring a water bottle because the drinking fountains will be closed, and wear a mask and carry an extra mask in a baggie. And I thought it was just something to shout out and say hooray. All the calendars were very positive, and they reminded the students to come prepared and get ready and come to work in person. So that being said, we will now go to item 5.7 for approval. All those in favor of approving the school activity calendar, say aye. I need oh, sorry, I'm going too fast. I need a motion to approve item 5.7, approval of the school activity calendar.
So moved.
It's been moved by Karen
I'll second it.
and seconded by Adele to approve the school activity calendars. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. We will now go on to item 6, the action items. 6.1 is the consideration to approve revision of the 301 performance pay. Mr. Shepherd.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Foote, members of the school board, I'm here this evening on behalf of the 301 committee, which is a committee made up of teachers and a couple of administrators throughout the district. Proposition 301 is a voter-approved legislation that raises funds through taxes and provides additional funding to teachers. It creates 3 pots of money every year. 1, base pay, 2, classroom site fund, and 3, performance pay. Teachers are earning an additional $7,500 this year from Proposition 301. In the 3rd bucket, performance pay, teachers earn these funds by achieving different indicators. And you can see our indicators on the 2nd page of this, of my presentation. So one of those indicators is student achievement. It's based on the first 100 days of school. Through the governor's executive order, schools had great flexibility to give credit for student attendance. After reviewing the attendance rates, though, from the SAY system for the first 100 days, it was very obvious that great inconsistency was occurring in attendance taken across the district. Our range for this year spans 76% to 96% attendance rate. In past years, our range would only span from 94 to 96. So you can see that we are really out of range from what we are usually. Understanding that this is a very different year and noting that our district has a 22% range, the 301 committee is recommending that the attendance indicator be removed for this year, and this year only, and those funds be moved to the academic progress indicator, which is the indicator right above it on the form. So it is the recommendation of the 301 committee to remove the student attendance indicator for 2021 school year and move those funds to the academic progress indicator. And down below, you can see the absence rate and the attendance rate, which when you add them together equal 100%. You can see where we were.
Thank you, Mr. Shepherd. Do I hear a motion to approve the revision of the 301 performance pay?
So moved.
It's been moved by Faith.
Adele.
Excuse me, it's been moved by Adele and a second by
Second.
Faith to approve the recommendation of the 301 committee to remove the student attendance indicator for the 2021 school year and move those funds to the academic progress indicator. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passed.
I just have a question, Dwayne. Do we have any idea what the amount of these funds?
Sure, it's right, it is on, for the big buckets.
Well, when you say we're gonna move the attendance indicator funds to the academic progress indicator.
Yes, it is right on there. If you look under the bottom section of this page, in the green, that bottom section, the second row down there says student attendance. In the next column over, it says that's 5% of the total, and right underneath it, it says this is worth $107.20.
Okay, I didn't have that. Okay, the site fund page, is that what we're looking at?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
And then in June, when we come back, we'll present the whole plan. We're waiting for the Arizona State legislators to decide what they're going to do with the plans for next year.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dwayne. We will now go on to item 6.2, consideration to approve the 2020-2021 results-based funding spending plan. Mr. Sheldon.
Yes, Madam President, members of the board. This year marks the 4th year of the governor's results-based funding program. And according to the program, school districts and charters are awarded funding based on test results of their schools in conjunction with their free and reduced lunch rate. 7 District 1 schools received funding for their student achievement during the 2018-2019 school year, which is being paid out this year in the results-based funding. Those schools are Alice Burn Elementary School, Desert Mesa Elementary School, McGraw, O.C. Johnson, Otondo, Palmcroft, and Raleigh. And you can see there that the total was a little over $1.3 million, $1.339 million for those schools combined. I've included in multiple times in the weekly reports that there's a lot of rules about how this money can and cannot be spent. And in the past, we exercised an option to allocate some of this funding across the district for various professional development. But in year 4, the rules clearly stipulate that all revenue needs to be allocated at the site. So this year, in consultation with Cabinet, our recommendation is to pay out a stipend for all teachers, principals, and assistant principals from the schools that earned the results-based funding for the 2018-2019 school year and would be eligible for this stipend payout, so still employed in our district, of $5,000. And then the remaining balance will be at the discretion of the principals and their leadership teams to fit any of the categories listed below. All of them geared toward either supplies or training or additional personnel to help support and sustain the success of their school. So it is the administration's recommendation that the governing board approve the 2021 results-based funding spending plan.
Thank you, Mr. Sheldon. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
It's been moved by Karen and seconded by
Second.
Teresa to approve the 2021 results-based funding spending plan. Are there any questions with regards to this?
I have a question. I'm wondering about other certificated personnel, perhaps the counselors. They're not included in the stipend, is that correct?
The law, the way the law is written, it specifies teachers and administrators at the school.
Thank you.
I have a question, a clarification. It's only for teachers that were currently or were teaching 2018, 2019?
Who taught at that school, yes.
At that school. So if they've left District 1,
Correct.
they still get the stipend?
No, if they still need to be employed in District 1.
Got it.
But if they left their school and moved to a different school.
Within the district?
Right.
Okay.
Then they still qualify based on the fact that they were a teacher at the qualifying school during the 2018-2019 school year.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? There being none, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. We will now go on to item 6.3, consideration to approve the purchase of JOC services using the One GPA Purchasing Cooperative. Ms. Valenzuela.
Yes, Madam President, governing board members, approval of this contract would allow for Midstate Energy to provide a solution to improve the air quality by installing needlepoint bipolar ionization technology in all of our facilities. This project will improve the indoor air quality by reducing the particles in district buildings, by introducing ions into the space via the airflow in the ventilation system. Our district will utilize ESSER 2 funds to pay for these services, and this will not exceed $1 million. So the proposal we received is right at right under $1 million. Are there any questions? We have Mr. Frank Evenson, our Director of Facilities, on the call as well, if the board has any further questions.
I do have a question, Elizabeth. Is Midstate Energy local, or are they from out of town?
They are not local. They are an out-of-town vendor.
And I know we did, but I may have missed it, but did this go to bid for local companies or no?
It did not. We have 3 on contract. And
I gotcha.
Yeah, we have 3 vendors on contract, so we did meet with those 3 vendors.
Okay, I understand now. Thank you.
And to clarify, the reason we're bringing it tonight, we haven't finalized the agreement. We have a quote that's good, that will be good, but we're still negotiating for some better terms, and but we want to be able to initiate the project without having to wait until April, because it's pretty time sensitive. And by that same measure, had we put together a bid just with the timing requirements, it would have put us well past the end of this school year before we would have had the opportunity to award.
How long do they think this is going to take? Do they know?
They said once we come to an agreement that they have the units in stock, and it would be 3 to 6 weeks.
Okay. And the monies for this are coming out of the COVID?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Federal.
The federal COVID? Thank you.
Do you have any questions from Frank about the technology or anything?
No, but I watched the video that you provided in the board report. That's awesome. I want one in my house.
I do too. I agree. Why do they call it needlepoint though? Just curious.
I'm not sure. I don't know if it has something to do with the size of the particles.
Yeah,
that
the fine
it
point.
removes, or I don't know. I get the bipolar and the ionization thing. That's a chemistry thing, but I don't get the needlepoint part of it.
Just think.
Okay, do I hear a a motion to approve the purchase of JOC services as described by Ms. Valenzuela.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Faith and seconded by Karen. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. We're now on to item 7, future agenda items. This item provides the opportunity for governing board members to request that the administration provide a report on specific items and/or in the areas of board interest. Do I have any board members that would like to have something requested to be put on the following next month's board agenda?
This could probably just go on a Friday report, but I was just curious about the monies that we have received from the government, the COVID emergency funding, exactly what we've done so far.
So just a breakdown of the.
That could be just a
ESSER revenue.
breakdown. If Friday report's easier than putting it on an agenda, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, so what we've received so far, what we've spent, and then what our plans are, because we also have to have a plan.
Right.
Put together for those funds as well.
And what's our time frame as far as,
Okay.
I would like to see that. Thank you.
Okay, then if there's nothing further, I will adjourn this meeting for tonight. Thank you.
Is Elizabeth still on?